Tomorrow is RPG Wednesday, and I might not have enough energy to go live, which is not preferable for me, but I'm okay with it because I recorded enough content for March. Getting evicted is stressful, and it mostly makes the foreseeable future more difficult for me. The direction forward is to describe how AI can be useful for more compassionate systems. I would recommend practicing making TikToks and practicing developing a voice that you feel confident with. Also, finding a team of other people who are trying to grow and heal and navigate life. It can kind of seem scary at first to start using a new medium, and TikTok might be a new medium for you. And I would recommend having the ability to communicate with a medium like this. Different messages are going to reach different people at different times, and part of that is going to be just timing, just natural flow of attention, and part of that's going to be how we can, the language that we have to describe whatever we have to describe. So tomorrow is RPG Wednesday is the concept, and I've already recorded content for March. I've recorded 90 minutes that are available on my YouTube channel. If you want to, you can ask Gemini to summarize those videos, and however your experience with content exists, that is an option available for you. I'm describing how with AI, we can now automate some project management tasks and scale our attention to 42 projects. So the concept is, as a storytelling mechanic with AI, we can ask for organization mechanisms, organization structures that align with narrative progressions that we actually want to share with others. So the narrative concept that I'm exploring is Boof and the Boonberry Fool. And that's the story that's currently on lore.land. And I'm basically going to be using lore.land as an opportunity to onboard some new developers into structured HTML, CSS, and JavaScript with some version control. So I'm going to be telling a story about how a new developer who has a new domain concept can start to consider implementing some branding elements and sharing that with an audience. RPG Wednesday is almost a year old, which is cool, and we've incremented parts of that every week. Now it is possible to ask ChatGPT or Grok or Gemini or any of the language models to generate a character sheet, and with that, there are a lot of opportunities to explore world building on our own, and RPG Wednesday is an opportunity to synchronize what we're working on. And for the most part, we just share a snippet of what we're working on, and the context has some, I hope to integrate the artistic elements cohesively. The point of this video is to describe that you can do things weekly, and while it might be preferable to be able to make videos and go live and have the energy to do a lot of the, etc., it can be difficult to have energy all the time. And when it's relevant for us to be present with authentic energy, how do I say this? The way I'm thinking is, if the work that I'm doing is relevant, then I would want to do it when I have the ability to. So I would want to make the work that I do relevant and have the ability to do it. I would want to extend the capacity. So if AI has the ability to reduce the amount of work that anyone needs to do, then I don't mind acknowledging my capacity to do what I can. Ideally, we would make housing stability more likely. Ideally, we would make senses of home and family more likely. When I reflect on the values that I have and the things that I hope other people feel in the world, then those are the kinds of things that I hope I make more accessible. I can describe that, and I can do what I can. I can maintain rhythm, and I can look for work. In the meantime, I do appreciate that there are rhythms that I can look forward to, and while I have been active in other ways, like for the constructs, how do I say that? I appreciate that I've done work, so while I am disappointed that I need to refocus on other things, I can appreciate that there is motion that I can draw from. A lot of the discussion of AI becomes very abstract. There are some people in some pretty hostile environments, and the things that can be made easier ideally would be made easier. And the resources that can stabilize, that can be made more accessible, ideally would be made more accessible. I do believe we are building a world that acknowledges the reasons why flow happens and what can motivate it. And that's why I practice making videos. I know it's possible to have a group streak for 123 days on TikTok. I know it's possible to fill up a group chat, like with the number of members. When I make it my mission every day to just make sure the group chat streak is continuing, I know that there are no 0 days, and I have appreciated being able to describe the streak pet with Midjourney and generate art for stickers. And towards environmental consciousness, it is worth considering how much, like what we create in the world and how we relate to it and how we want to extend relationship throughout the lifetime of the creation. So while we do have the ability to generate something every day, I don't think that's bad, actually. I don't think, well, the models are getting more efficient as time goes on. And also, we can generate things and have them as stickers. I was thinking about this. In prior years, I needed to buy more art supplies, and recently I haven't felt the need to. And I've been able to repost my old work, and I've been able to talk about it and have conversations and relate it to how it's developed over time. So it is possible also to start a sticker collection, develop a sticker library, and share that with a group. And the advantage of that is that you can see the sticker collection grow over time and remember where the elements came from. And also, if you, well, you can send stickers and then screenshot your streak pet with the sticker and crop the image and process that with Midjourney. And a reason why you would want to do that, maybe one person out of 30 people does it, which is not that much generation. But if it happens every now and then you can actually, well, I don't know. It's kind of cool. And you might notice that I haven't updated lore.land recently. I have described it, and the reason is because we can tell stories about the domains that we want people to wonder about. You can help stabilize lore.land and contribute to its development by sending me money. Otherwise, it does look like I will be homeless more, which has me stressed and doesn't change the work that I have to do. I've been disappointed in a lot of leadership and a lot of the older generations, and I wonder what the future is going to look like. So when I wonder what the future is going to look like, I describe what I'm trying to do, and I describe what makes things easier. Well, I hope I describe flow. I reflect on it a lot, and I improvise these videos. I reflect on the things that I have on my mind. I reflect on timing, the reason, context. Also, part of the idea is that you can listen along with videos that I've made over the past couple of years and work on whatever you're working on. And I have described a generalizable project development course. So, and I will need to describe how I would approach feature implementation, end to end feature design, testing, relationship to whomever interacts with those structures. So part of the context for that is as I pursue director or principal engineer or lead engineer or senior engineer roles, I'm going to build out structures in this ecosystem and make them more interactive with RPG Wednesday. That can be contextualized as a continuation of years of focus and specific development in imaginative domains, wondering about what humans would care about if everything can be generated. Not everything can be relatably generated in a way that we want to engage with it, etc. Because we all have different attention spans and needs and etc. Circadian rhythms. Closing this video off, if you generate a character sheet or just come up with a character sheet concept, very similar to Dungeons and Dragons, then you can tell a story with that character every week. My character is a rock gnome that specializes in speech bubble magic because I like the idea of being able to have the things that I intend to say maintain the intent, and I've wondered about the ability to create a speech bubble that preserves or does magic about what language could mean. So I'm imagining exploring fictional geology and wondering about mining elements that could be useful for constructing these bubbles. Like, what kind of minerals would go into something like that? Or what are the tangent exploration? Might not be a rock gnome. I've done that before. I'm kind of curious about exploring other, like maybe druid. See, it's open. The world has been developing. Art has been generated. I've been drawing. I've drawn rock gnomes. Like with my pen, I've drawn the character stuff. So it is possible to use AI, and it is also possible to continue valuing the things that we want the world to have in the world. It is also possible for us to continue caring about contributing to the world and developing that space. Anyway, cheers.